Good evening, fellow Americans. My name is George A. Wilson. I am running for your independent president of the United States of America. God bless you. I pray that everybody had a fun, blessed Tuesday. I pray that your Tuesday was blessed and you all made it back home nice and safe. I pray that everybody is doing all that they need to do to stay safe, wearing your mask, of course, doing social distancing. Make sure that you are social distancing yourself from people, that you are protecting yourselves and your families, doing your hand washing, having your hand sanitizer with you everywhere you go, that your hand sanitizing your hands, because you never know what you may have touched in the course of a day, that you don't touch your faces, and make sure you sanitize your cell phone as well, especially if you are a frequent cell phone user, especially nowadays with everything that's out there as it is, plain and in view, and as good and as bad. Just be safe about what you do. You don't have to stay in the house. Of course, when you're out and about, whatever, you can still do what you have to do. Be safe about it. If you're going on vacation, make sure you're tested before you go. You may have to wait in them long lines in order to get tested, unless you can find a site that's doing it with less wait time, or your healthcare provider can provide you with some type of testing to make sure you're tested. For what I'm hearing now, that it'll take up to 7 days before they get the results of the test. At least just the new finding. Again, you don't know what to believe these days. And when you hear it on the news, so you just us take it for granted. It's 7 days. If it is, and you're going on vacation, especially if it's out of state, you want to make sure you have some documentation that you have been tested, so you don't get held up on your vacationing, because they want to put you out there and have you quarantined, depending on what state you cross. It's just been keeping it real. It's the new norm, so get used to it. Also, with that documentation, just make sure you have all your other paperwork in order. Like, again, I don't know, if you're here on visa, make sure you have your visas. If you're here on work assignment, make sure you have your work papers. Just something that show that you are not illegal and you have a right to be in this country. And make sure that if you travel via your vehicle, every place you stopped, just to keep record of where you've been for the next 7 days of your vacation. Or if it's only a 3-day thing and you're on your way back home, you take note of everything you did on the way there, what state you stopped in, who you saw, blah, 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 blah. If you stopped at family, whatever. You went to amusement park, what amusement park, what state it was in. And the only reason why I'm telling you to repeat them, that you write all this down, and just what hotel you stayed in, if that's the case, what room number, the management or whomever. It's because it gives them an idea from the time they stopped you and say, okay, you already been checked. All right, you already have your papers showing you taking the test. We're not going to delay you. But you can give them some type of record if they comes back and say, hey, you've been tested negatively. You need to quarantine yourself, and then you need to. And by the time they come out their mouth and say, you need to give us a list of or where you've been or who you've seen, here you go. This way you stay on top of it all. and that than going through the hassle that them coming over to your house. Well, they won't come over to your house, but they have you, you know, go through all that stuff, and you know, and since you already know, you would just make sure you have that and telephone numbers, so they can call these people. Say, okay, on this day, so and so showed up in your store. There was a traveler. What did they do? Now, they may not know. They may have to look at a video camera. But were there people in the store, blah, blah. It's up to them to tell them what went on and what have you. But was he wearing a mask or was she wearing a mask? These are the things that, you have to just make sure of. I know it's a little bit of a hassle, but I'd rather have a little bit of a hassle than to have a whole lot of a hassle later on because, whatever. Now, you may be one of those few people that slide through the system. You don't get stopped nowhere, and you go on about your business to go where you're going. And, you don't get stopped going or you don't get stopped coming back. But somehow or another, you get back home and you come to find out you start having symptoms, then you be like, I picked it up somewhere. But then now you don't know where you picked it up at. So if you're going out of state, if you're going to travel, it's just a good rule of thumb, get a little notebook and just jot down everything you did and whom you seen and where you went, how long you were there, give or take. If you need to put the people on blast and say, hey, this is recommended just in case if they want to know where I've been. I don't want people come marching in your store and just giving you a whole lot of, if you give me your name and your telephone number, so if they can call you, their health department or whatever, call you, you can say, I was here at this time, blah, 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 I had my mask on, whatever. And then you keep doing your business and whatever, and we just keep on keeping on. That's just one of those things that I believe will be a time saver for you in the long run, and a time saver for law enforcement or being quarantined for 2 weeks in some state that you know nothing about. You were just passing through. You don't know nobody. Rather be quarantined in some quarantine point. They may quarantine your whole family in some quarantine station or something. So let's make sure that if you're going on vacation, just make sure you and your family have been tested. And you can prove that this is taking place, that nobody's carrying anything across the state line. And at the same time, you protect yourself as you are out and about. Just a public service announcement from me to you. Because I love you guys. I don't want to see anybody out there with this dreaded and deadly disease. Some people can get it and smile and you're down for a few days and whatever, and then it breaks, and then you kind of start slowly coming back around. So some people are very fortunate that way. Others not so fortunate. But early prevention is always the best possible thing. Just to, keep a peace of mind when you're out there and about. Just be careful. I just want you to look out for you. All right. Something I don't do often, and I try not to do at all, but I'm going to lean into your president. I'm going to say something on here I probably normally don't say about your president. I'll hint every so often about something he said. Try not to call him any names, because name calling is immature to a degree. Unless you could prove a point as to why you're calling that person a particular name, and it has nothing to do with prejudices. It has all to do with, if I call him an idiot, then I got proof that he's an idiot. Or if I call him a dummy, then I have proof that only dumb people make the decisions he makes. And so forth and so on. I can go on with a name calling if I want to. But your president gets out there today and he holds I'm assuming some kind of mini riot, rally in front of the White House on the Rose, in the Rose Garden, feet away, several feet away from the Oval Office. And he goes on with this crazy rhetoric and stuff from the old playbook that he used when he first became president. And I didn't get the whole full scoop. I got pieces of it. And I looked at that thing and shook my head. I was like, is he serious? That's what I asked myself real quick. He's all over the place. And then he lies. He lies. So if I called the man a liar, it would be impartial. Well, partial. It would be, on my case, unbiased, but it would be actually, in reality, partial. The man is a liar. He's an idiot. Because you're sitting there watching this man and you're thinking to yourself, stupid. Really? It can get you caught in some stuff really quick. You turn around and snap. Like, you're like, what? And, you're listening to this president. We're in trouble. I ain't putting myself, y'all out there and say, y'all in trouble. We're in trouble. But this president, I'm telling you, he's not a leader. He's not even a president. I don't know what you want to call this cat. Even the Republicans are looking at this man. His own people from the GOP, the Republican Party, looking at him like going. They even give him one of them looks like, I'm trying to look like I'm loyal to you, but at the same time I'm going. Trying to move my head in the crowd during your rhetoric like this. I'm trying not to look like I'm bewildered or whatever, and I'm trying not to look like shake my head or nothing. But the whole time I'm saying to myself, what a putz. Really? Just stuff that we already know that he does, that he makes a habit of doing. He just completely, I think he checked out. I don't think he has any idea when it comes to coronavirus, the pandemic and what it's doing and how is it affecting America. I just don't. He's like one of those people, like he's like going, I ain't in it. I ain't touching that. Because he's so afraid that if he says something or tries to do something about this and it fails, there goes his election. Because he's going to be held responsible. And he's like, I want no responsibility. But he goes, this, and he tries to break the numbers down, and half of that, and if you do this, half of that, and I'm like, where are you getting your facts from, man? Because you're not making any sense to me. I'm thinking, it's just not me, it's everybody. You're not making any sense. And then he does and then he bites into Joe Biden a few times, and you're looking at him like, really? The way you bit into Joe Biden ain't never bitten into you like that. He just told the truth. Joe Biden tells the truth when it comes to this man. He doesn't have to, Donald Trump makes it easy for Joe Biden to tell the truth and to come at him because everybody knows he's a pathological liar. He's a narcissistic individual. So to say those things that are true about this president, it's not coming at you cross. It's just, I'm just telling you the truth. It was apparently obvious. Come to Black Lives Matter. He touched it in such a way that it's like he didn't say nothing at all. This kid gets, this 1-year-old gets blasted in his carriage in New York City, and he barely says anything about this kid. He speaks about the violence in New York, maybe because finally he watches the news, or maybe somebody told him, maybe you need to start talking about what's really happening in America, man. At least show some empathy, some compassion, man, come on. And then he mentions something about Chicago, and then he says the most dumbest, if I could cuss, I would say what I would know everybody would say. That wonderful four-letter word. He comes out of his mouth and says something as idiotic, as dumb as I can't begin, phantom. But I got an idea where he was trying to go with it. I don't know if anybody picked it up but me, but maybe, He says if they don't do something about it, talking about New York and Chicago, not that these are the only two cities that have this rise in violence and gun violence, they're just more out on the map right now. They're the ones sticking out the most. But then you're talking about places like Atlanta, which you never mentioned at all. You're talking places like L.A. Didn't mention that either. Okay. So you're talking about other places that have inner cities that have issues like Jacksonville, Florida, where he's trying to have his little convention. And he mentions nothing about these other places, but he makes this rhetoric about if they don't do something about it and they do it quick. We was waiting for a call because we have the National Guard what did he say? Bombers or something, about planes and their bombers or something he mentioned. And I said, and I'm thinking to myself, you're back thinking about military again? And why don't you just say the National Guard? Why would you say something about you have pilots, bomber pilots, ready? Fool, what are you doing? You want to bomb Chicago? Or bomb New York City? Because anybody would have a brain heard that, they'd be like, is he really thinking about what I think he's thinking about? And everybody thinking like, he can say what he want to say about the American people as a whole, or whatever state he wants to say it about, and get away with it. You and I said something about bombing D.C. or anything that pertaining to the White House, anything like that, we get picked up like this, and they come beating on your door talking about you going to jail because you just threatened the president. Anybody threatening him? Except for calling him he's an idiot. Stupid. Really? Why would you even say something stupid as that? But I kind of know where he's going with that. I look at it and the way he continues to say, we're waiting on the call. They should have called us already. And if they're going to do something, he just dismissed the fact that they're waiting on a call from the governors of these states. And just kind of, or the commissioner of the New York City Police Department. And, not Tri, it's actually 5 barrels in New York. But, New York as a whole, and he waiting to just send the National Guards. And I'm like, why don't you just come out and say what you're really thinking, man? You already don't like Black Lives Movement. You think that is, a regime of terrorists. Just tell us what you're thinking. You're biting at the bit so bad. You want to enact martial law. But you need a reason to do so. Gun violence is always going to plague inner cities among the youth and among those that are warring gang wars because of drugs and illegal guns. And if you were so darn concerned, Mr. President, you would do something about guns, illegal gun trafficking, and drugs. Yeah. These are things you should be thinking about. If you want to stop something, go to the top of the food chain. Stop dangling around here at the bottom of the bottom feeders and in between folks that run the streets and, because all you do is act like you're going to do something, everybody scatters anyway. And you don't necessarily get who you're looking for, no way. Because nobody's going to roll over on nobody. So they know the consequences of rolling over. So they'll take the penalty. You still don't get the big fish. You still don't get the person that's in charge. And you worried about what is the National Guard going to do in a inner city that's frustrated and going through all kinds of mental and all kinds of physical? What are you going to do? Send the National Guard in to police sick people that's going through coronavirus? You're going to shoot down coronavirus. Is that what you're trying to do? You can't but sit there and ask yourself, what kind of person is this? Who did we really elected in the office? What kind of monster is this? You don't send, under any circumstances, like you did in Washington, D.C., turn the military on your own people. And now you're back at it again, thinking about that's what you're going to do to these two inner cities. You didn't get enough of that already? You didn't get enough backlash from what you did? I know you took a step back and saying, I'm not going to be held responsible for that because you lied. You're saying you didn't give the order. Plausible deniability. You don't get blamed for nothing. There's always a back door. You look clean and everybody else look dirty. You'll throw your mom underneath the bus to keep your butt from getting in trouble. And it's just foggy. And then he was like going to other, he put an iron fist down like Hitler, and he was like growling and roaring and talking about these economy we're going to open up immediately, and I ain't taking no junk. And we want the schools open up, or I'm cutting off the funds. And now he flipped the script and ate his own words, or somebody else just gave him some crow to eat. And now he's talking about, we're not going to open the schools because it's too dangerous to allow children to go to school. That ain't what you said a few days ago. And you're very adamant about it. Really? What caused a quick change, Mr. Trump? I'm sure inquiring minds want to know. I'm one of those inquiring minds. What prompted the change? Please tell me, because I want to know. The American people want to know. It's like this little rally thing he calls up having. He was very disappointed because he didn't get the applause and people was clapping. They are so numb to him now that they just sit there and look at him like this. Every now and then they close his mouth. And then again he says something out the way. And they go. Some eyebrows raised like, what? And then you get a nod every so often like, mouth closed again. There's nobody feeling him anymore. And then he goes back to saying that we're the most testing people in the whole world, United States, do more testing than anybody else. And I'm like, you just lied again. And the coronavirus is not bad. You lied again. Keep going. Because every other thing he says out of his mouth is a lie. And I'm wondering in my mind, how long are you guys going to sit out there and keep following this guy? Now, I know he has some, he has some faithful supporters, folks that are going to follow him if they could to the grave. If they could. And some probably say, no, that's where we cut ties, buddy. Woo! Better you than me. But you follow what I'm saying? Because they're scared of him. They're terrified of him. They know what he knows. And he will use any dirty tactic that he can. You know, I was watching wrestling the other day. I'm watching Ric Flair. And anybody knows anything about wrestling, professional wrestling, WWE to be exact. Ric Flair is the dirtiest player in the game. Never trust Ric Flair because he could pull out some really underhanded, dirty tactics. That's all he done. Other than he got the ability to wrestle now, but he used to. He's old now, but Hall of Famer. But again, he's the dirtiest player in the book when it comes to professional wrestling, WWE style. That is okay. Donald Trump is the dirtiest player in the book when it comes to presidents. Now, I am not erasing George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, George H., former president, deceased president, George H. Bush. I'm not erasing Bill Clinton. I'm not erasing Barack Obama. I'm not erasing any of them because they all did their little dirt too. It's just some were better at it than most. But this clown, he don't care. If you know he's dirty, he don't care. If you know he don't have no idea what the heck he's talking about, he don't care. If you know that he's bullying you, it doesn't stop him. It doesn't prevent him. It doesn't prohibit him. It gives him more energy to keep doing what he's doing. He don't care. He don't care. And everybody like going, you gotta chuckle at this guy because you'll get mad. You'll get frustrated. You'll lose it. You'll just say, you'll just be like, oh. So you gotta sit back and chuckle at this guy. Oh my God. Woo, Lord help him. Because, woo, he's right there when it comes down to being the most deceitful, dirtiest, underhanded, backdoor deal, sneaky, lying president I've ever ran across. And I've been around for quite a few of them. And I'm like, oh, man, this guy. Where did y'all dig him about him? From a reality show called The Apprentice, and he winds up being the president of the United States? Have fun with that one. And even the Republicans are looking at him now saying, what were we thinking? We had him. We should have just went ahead and indicted him. He would have been in jail right now. And we would just have to deal with Pence. But hopefully Pence got enough brain cells to, don't do some of the dumb crap that this dummy did. What did he do? He took Fauci out of the, and just totally dismissed Fauci. Meaning, no more press releases for you. You're not going to ever, I don't want you back in the White House. I don't want you to stand on any podium next to me or any podium representing the United States or representing, the president podium where he's standing up there and addressing America. Now, Fauci has to do it on his own. I'm quite sure he's probably getting a lot of flack for doing it. But he doesn't care. He says, man, I've been around for 5 presidents. Or 6. One of the two. And I've seen stuff come and go. And he's like, I'm not going to continue to sit here and lie to these people. They ain't dumb. The people, American people, are not dumb. They see what's going on. And I'm going to warn them that, hey, I'm blowing the whistle on everybody, like letting you know that I don't care what the president says. He know he lying. I'm telling you ahead of time, y'all need to do what you need to do to protect yourself. This is not a spin. This is not one of those news things that people tell you. I'm telling you. Even the other guys, Sanjay Gupta was shaking his head like, someone that Trump paid to say everything was okay, and everybody's going like this, the whole panel going like this. And everybody did everything they could just to come out their mouth and saying, that man just lied to y'all. They said, like, that is just untrue. And they were doing it very... Even Sanjay Gupta was like, what? He was like, no, it's just untrue. I don't know, basically, you should have said, I don't know what him and Donald Trump cooked up. But that right there was just plain stupid. It's just completely untrue. So, even he said, like, I'm telling you, it's just untrue. So we're talking about the epidemiologists. We're talking about the science, the scientists. We're talking about the chemists, and we're talking about the biologists. We're talking about the guys that are ahead of all the doctors, the front people on the front line. We're talking about people that know in and day out what's going on, and this person don't want to hear it. And anybody that look like they're going to stand up to him and tell him, you're wrong, dude, he wants to get rid of you. Why you think he basically disassociated the United States from the WHO, the World Health Organization? What kind of... But then again, he also did fire the pandemic office that was working at the White House. I don't know if it was about the White House, but anyway, he fired the whole daggone office. Everybody go home. We don't need you. If he kept that office running, we probably would not be in a predicament, at least not bad, than we are in now. And if America, some of you, a great percentage of you, would stop listening to this liar and realize that this man's been lying to you all along. A lot of our mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandparents, friends, associates, whatever, business partners, would still be alive today. Anyways, it's heartbreaking to know of all of this violence in New York and Chicago. And how ironic is that? Because I was just saying yesterday, if I was your president, I would go to Chicago. Literally go to these neighborhoods and be there for some of these parents that lost their loved ones. Talk to the people in the neighborhood. Ask them their opinion, what they thought about the neighborhood and what they need to see done in the neighborhood. What kind of changes they're looking for? How do you feel about your neighborhood? Do you feel safe in your neighborhood anymore? And I know what they would have told me. No. And I understand most folks, especially living in the projects in these inner cities, everybody knows everybody, technically. And everybody knows the head of whatever organization or knows who runs what in the streets. And a lot of people are afraid to say anything because they're afraid that the individual or individuals will take pot shots at them, will kill it, because, especially on national television, you try, not to have their faces edged out so they don't know who's doing the talking, so they don't be seen. But I think what it is that when you stand up to bullies, you got to let the bullies know that I'm not hiding. I'm right here. I'm not running. You don't scare me. The crap that you're pulling is dead wrong. You've been terrorizing and plaguing this city and this neighborhood forever. It's time for you and your cronies and all of your druggies and all of those that you got on the streets, your street runners, your crack houses, all that got to get the hell up out of my neighborhood. I'm tired. It's time to push back. Push back at the government, because they're allowing these guns to resurface, to recirculate back into the United States. Why? And back into from other countries into the United States, or back into these neighborhoods from the police department. Start yelling. And I don't mean in an ugly way. Letting them know that you know. See, you yelling this, that, this, and I get your emotionals, but your emotions and your feelings, but it's time out for yelling and acting like broken children, and start yelling. I know y'all recycling these guns back into the city. I know you're supposed to have these guns destroyed on this date, but the same guns that killed somebody 2 years ago are back on these streets. I know you're doing it for profit. You can't fool me anymore. I know you know where these drugs are coming from. You pick up a few little low-line drug dealers, and you get a couple of lieutenants, and everybody's supposed to be quiet, but you got generals and got folks that are smuggling this crap from overseas into the U.S. You ain't saying nothing about that. Because every street value drug, there is a dirty cop somewhere getting a cut, so you can keep peddling your drugs. And every drug that enters into the United States illegally, if you please, through the border, some go unseen. Why? Because the profits from it, they get paid on the detention. So they let the drugs slide in. See, man, if we start yelling at the government and our city officials and the state that you know more than just what they're trying to tell you, and you're saying, I want it to stop. And if I got to take it up the chain, and I got to go, you know what? I got to go past Donald Trump. Now someone say, you can't go past the president. Yes, the hell you can. According to the Constitution, yes, you can, sir. Yes, you can, ma'am. You go to Congress. Because President Trump can't make certain things happen without getting it cleared to Congress anyway. Now, somebody said, well, yeah, okay, a lot of good that gonna do. They're corrupted too. Yes, they are. But has anybody tried yet? Had anybody stood up to the bullies? My, because you're afraid what they might do? Okay. Well, then you're always going to be scared, and you're always going to be stuck in your little houses, and you're always going to be hiding out, afraid to come out on your porch or come out and go to the store, because those little thugs in your neighborhood are going to keep doing what they're doing, because you're afraid to go to the right source and telling them you're the one putting the guns in my baby's hands. on these little kids' hands. You're the one not putting the programs on the street. You're the one taking the programs from the streets. You're the one not trying to give them something to do other than run the streets. You're the one. Okay. Put the blame where it belongs. And it starts at the highest level, working down to the lowest. Are you tired already? Do your feet hurt? Are you walking up miles in your shoes today? Do your back hurt because you continue to carry the weight of your neighborhood and the conditions in your cities? Is your back hurting yet? Do you have a blasting headache at the end of the day from everything you've been looking at and seeing? And it seems like no one gives a D-A-M-B, gives a damn. You got a headache yet? Migraine? Well, if you want to continue to have those headaches, you want to continue to have those backaches, you want to continue to have those foot aches, you want to continue to have those heartaches, you want to continue to hide in your apartment because you're afraid of your neighborhoods and you're afraid of the city officials, of those people that you elected these people. You're paying by your tax dollars of giving them money. And then they turn around stealing from you anyway. And you telling me you're afraid to stand up to these people? Wow. I don't wipe my sweat. It's one of the main reasons I'm doing this. One of the main reasons. I've had friends killed for little to nothing. Are you listening to me? I've had my brother shot and killed for nothing. I've seen drugs, high-end drugs, surface in my family, and they became users. Okay? I've seen people getting shot, cops shooting people off the roof. I've seen drug addicts laid out all over the place, waddled in heroin and God knows how bad it smells when they use the bathroom on themselves. I see what it does to families. Broken homes, neighborhoods, schools. And people are muzzled not to say nothing. They don't care if you make a little noise, just don't make a lot of noise. Keep it circling around your neighborhood. Okay. How long that gonna last? I got tired of watching a world deteriorating and falling apart to the point that I got grandkids out here. I want them to have the best of the world to come. When Papa or Grandpa get out of the way and they step up in Grandpa's place. Or your child can step up in my place. It doesn't matter to me. What about the children? They're getting genocided. Did it ever occur to you that maybe some of these people are actors and they're getting paid to mow down children? Maybe you didn't get that part either, huh? And if Black Lives Matter as much as this organization claim that they stand for, come on. It wouldn't be this much cool, y'all, in the streets. They be taking it to the right people. they don't have to do it violently. They do it non-violently. See, to me, I have a different mentality, different level of intelligence. See, why am I going to get out there with a bunch of, excuse me for my French, not knocking anybody's cause, with a bunch of people, let me use that for it to be more friendly, and pulling down statues of racist people from before. I wasn't in the Confederacy time, and neither were half of you. Well, they told me that these people are racist and they're slaves. Okay. Let's go back a generation. Was your mom and daddy a slave? I doubt it, because they have to be in the 1800s to be a slave, or the early 1900s. And even then, slavery had ended. So you're talking about 1800s, 1700s. Do you have any living relatives that lived in the 1800s and the 1700s, the late 1700s? Excuse me, I'm listening. No? Oh, it happened in your family tree. Okay, back then maybe. It didn't happen directly to your great-grandparents. They maybe knew a whole lot of it because of segregation. The struggle was there. They knew about that. Prejudice, I quite sure, especially in the South. Okay, but they weren't slaves. Was your parents slaves? No. Are you a slave? No. Then what the hell you doing out there tearing down some damn statue that don't make a damn difference? And you got issues facing you every single day. And you out there pulling down a statue, man? For what? So your kids could watch you out there on television being an idiot and pulling down statues and defacing public property? How the hell are you raising them? To tell them not to do it. And they're watching you out there doing it. Y'all want upfront truth? I'm giving you upfront truth. We're playing into their hands. That's what they want us to do. And I'll say it again. And I'm not racist. I'm too intelligent to be racist. I'm sorry. I'm not ignorant. Okay? Donald Trump, and I hate to say it about Joe Biden, they don't care about you. They want your vote. So they can get into power, either get into power or stay in power. You feeling me? They don't want to work together. Do your history. Why you think there was only one or two independent presidents and they both died before their term was ended? Well, now that happened. Okay, but anyway, move right along. Why? Because that means it's a nonpartisan office. That means they don't listen to him and I don't listen to them. Because they know the only way they're going to be able to accomplish anything, to pass it to that president, they have to work together and stop dividing themselves. Or nothing gets done. See, in my book, you work together or you get fired. I'm quite sure some people out there that want your job. That needs your job and will do your job. It don't bother me. I'll just send you home. Bye. Oh, by the way, it's going to be stamped on every application you try to take a job somewhere else, and you can't even work for government no more. That's done. And we may keep an eye on you for a while because you'll be a flight risk, not a flight risk, but you'll be on the watch list because you do have some information that we might want to just make sure that you don't decide to spill because you got pissed off because you got fired. So I'm giving you some hard truth and reality. I don't have time for games. I don't have time for the sick, sadistic stuff that continues to go on in America. Maybe you do. Maybe you just don't really care. I don't know. I don't know. I'm quite sure everybody out there, if you're American, you should care about where you are. You're in the land of the free. There's countries with people that are dying, literally dying, to get over here because we say that we're the land of the free and the home of the brave and a country of opportunity. Free enterprise. The land of opportunity. Yeah. Ask me now what country in the world wants to come here now. Hell, we can't even go over there. What country wants to come to the United States now? We used to name a country, several countries that was so low on the totem pole, they were totally disrespected. We're the one being disrespected. No one. We're going to fade out right along with Donald Trump if you don't make a change. The man didn't say nothing to me, so, and personally, if he did, it wouldn't matter, but just sometimes Joe Biden's time. I'm sorry, Joe. I really am, and I'm not. It takes nothing from your efforts. It takes nothing from your loyal services to the United States. It takes nothing from you as a person. But Joe, let's be honest, and if we're being honest, it's a lot to deal with. And Joe, I just don't believe you have enough in you to pull it off. I don't think any president, and including myself, can pull off a turnaround such as this without some real help. Without he himself becoming part of the system that he's trying to fight against. Except for me, I don't fit the bill, of course. In the world, I'm I'm fighting the system. I would never turn into the system. I'm a byproduct of the system, but doesn't mean I would ever turn into the system. You know, I know y'all heard the saying, from rags to riches. You remember where you came from, and you don't try to go back there. And you help everybody else up from there. Because you know where they came from, and you know what they're going through. That's how this system works. We help. We don't hurt. My condolences go out to that the guardian angel gentleman, the grandfather that lost his grandbaby in New York. I think it was a few days ago, or a week ago. I just caught it on the news, piece of it. Condolences go out to him and his family, and all those that feel the weight of what took place. That these gangs, rival gangs, shooting each other apparently, have taken the life of this young man that was just going into the house to go get his charger, because he was in the car. He got out of the car and he wandering into a crossfire, and he got shot and killed. My condolences go out to that family. Also, I want to let you know my brother they got killed. Also a member of the Guardian Angel, the New Jersey City chapter. So, Jersey City, New Jersey chapter. So, okay. So, I've always been a believer in that organization. Anything we can do, let us know. Again, you listen to the panel that Don Lemon had up there, and various different ones that weighed in on I thought it was a little tedious, and it was, you know, at best, a little, you know, but it takes coming together like that to hear everybody's opinion on something and what they know and what they believe that how we should go about changing things in our police system and in our neighborhoods and stop all the senseless killings and homicides and murders just because people got guns in their hands. I really enjoyed that segment, that part of the segment at the end of it. I didn't catch the full thing. I'm probably going to miss it again because it's probably going to circle back around. So I probably have to catch it really late and see if I can catch the beginning of that. But anyway, that's why I'm in this. For people that have a voice that hasn't been heard, that won't seemingly politicians alike won't listen to. From councilmen on up. They seem to not want to hear the people. Actually, they hear you, you're just not listening. And one of the things I tell people, you found somebody that's going to listen. I'm listening. And my ears are open. I'm hearing you guys. And my heart hurts like your heart hurts. See, I'm a pastor too. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I know what it's like to have children and grandchildren out there on those streets out there. If you think that I don't worry about my children, they're grown, all of them, and my grandchildren, my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter that lives in Japan, you think I don't think about them on a daily and worry about them not getting this coronavirus stuff? I do. Pray for them every day. And as parents, we care about our children, no matter what age they are. The oldest one is 39. And the youngest one is 29. Okay? So yes, I worry about them. No, they're grown and don't get involved in their business or their lives. But don't stop me as a father and a grandparent not to be concerned. And I'm always listening. Whenever they call me, if they say, Dad, I need to talk to you, I'm always listening. Because family is very important. And it should be to you. Your family should be very important to you. And if you're not doing it for you, do it for them. Do it for the young people that's coming up behind you. I see young kids out here every day. They playing, they happy-go-lucky. They don't know what's really going on out here. They're just having a good time, the best they can. You know, the heat and whatever. And I look at all these little younger babies. They're just walking, and some of them, you know, they're out there, and it seems like, teenagers and young adults, the same. I walk my neighborhood. They see me, and everyone speaks. I speak to them. They speak to me. I say, how's everybody? Even the little kids. Fine. It's so cute. And, you know, I love children. I just love people. And they all got voices. They're too young to realize they have a voice, but they got a voice. They deserve to be happy, and these might be some of the brightest little minds that will grow up to move this country forward. And excuse my French, I know I said damn 2 times already. I'm going to say it one more time. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let a president like this one destroy that future for these young babies and my grandkids. Or my family, which you all are my family. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not sorry. I'm just not going to let you hurt my family. I'm not going to let you run over my family. And I'm not going to be beaten by a disease or a virus, obviously, that was manufactured in some cotton-picking lab somewhere, and you know you got a daggone antivirus for it and you won't use it. And it's not a conspiracy theory. Have you ever asked yourself a simple question? The guy that blew the whistle on the thing in Wuhan was talking to the WHO leaders in WHO and to send warnings to the United States of America, the President of the United States, to let him know, because he was letting people know nobody was listening. So he was sending warning to the U.S. President to say, hey, this stuff is real. I'm one of the ones that know what happened, who was involved, and what this is, and I need to talk to you. And before he got a chance to talk, he mysteriously got this virus and it killed him. Did that ever cross anybody's mind as the first person that ever tried to warn the United States? They killed because they didn't want him to talk. They didn't want to tell nobody what he knew. Because he thought it was wrong. He thought something was not right. And he didn't want to go over the channels in China, so he was trying to do everything outside of China, but nobody was listening. So he tried to get in touch with this president. See, that's this crap that your president is not going to stand there and tell you. So the news media only mentions once, and then that's it. It blows over. They won't even tell you. They won't look into it. But they looked into the Arbery case. They're still looking into the George Floyd thing. The Arbery case is still going around. This young lady that got killed, seemingly for no reason at all. She wasn't a lawbreaker. They just kicked the door down. And then they made a mistake, wrong apartment and whatever. They shot and killed her. She was like, well, the boyfriend said he was on the floor. He's like, what the heck is going on here? He looked up, she was dead. But we'll follow stuff like that. And don't tell me, and I'm not saying it's not important. To some people, it's very important. Especially the mothers. And the fathers of these young people that got killed. For whatever reason. Being an ex-criminal doesn't give you a life sentence when a cop decides he wants to try to take your life through brutality. It just don't work that way. You don't get a life sentence because you haven't been running in a neighborhood somewhere. Okay? And you don't get a life sentence when you're in your own apartment, you're minding your business with your friend, and somebody kicks your door in and starts shooting you. None of these people deserved a life sentence. And there's many more. I get it. Yeah. And you stay on top of that as far as other things. But what's equally important that we don't talk about is the doctor that knew what was going on in Wuhan, I can't think of the name, Wuhan, China, and they killed him because he started to blow the whistle. He sounded the alarm that something wasn't right. And he knew that it was deadly and harmful to the human beings, and it's spreading like wildfire. He needed somebody to listen, and he was trying to warn the United States, and they killed him. Now stick that in your pipe and smoke it. So I don't care if people don't like me. That's fine with me. I'm not in this business to be liked. Oh, they say, well, you got to have the popularity vote. Baby, I hate to be a real ball buster here. Popularity votes don't mean jack squat. It don't get you to the presidency. Yeah, it get you looked at, though. But then it's the electoral college that makes the decision. And I think they should do away with the electoral college personally, but okay. And guess what? Popularity votes don't matter to them. They already know. Or they choose who they want. I'm not there, but I'm not even on the menu. So far. They have no idea who I am. I like it that way. But guess who's coming to supper? And I don't have to be on the menu. But I'll be there. It's called crashing the party. But anyway. My name is George Wilson. George A. Wilson. I am running to be your president in 2020, and we'll take the seat in 2021. I need your votes. I need your confidence, your trust, and your belief that to you to believe in me that I can run this country. Not by myself, but with all of your help. I'm going to need every last one of you. Because you're part of this just like I am. And if you're sick and tired of all this mess, you know how to vote. Because that's the only way they're going to hear your voice. They're going to know you're not playing this time. They know you're not taking it anymore. They're going to know that you stand up for Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, teenagers' lives matter, babies' lives matter, children's lives matter, Latino lives matter, everybody's life matters. They're going to know who you are when you get in that voter's booth and you vote. They're going to know if you love the Lord, you're going to know Jesus matter because of your vote. So get out and vote. Get out and vote. November 3rd, 2020, this year. Get out and vote. Vote Absolute Truth, 2020. Now, I heard somewhere that Kanye West dropped out. I don't know how true that is, and I'm not really going to exploit that and go any further. But that I don't know. It didn't bother me when I found out he called us up trying to run. It don't bother me now if they come later on and find out that he just dropped out the race. It doesn't matter to me. Too many lives on the line. Yours, mine, this country, this nation, the world. That's over 7.8 billion people in the world. Their lives are on the line because of this COVID virus. And if we, as a people, as a nation, as a power, under God, don't do something, you look at that extinction. And they would have won. And they would march in New World Order. And they would have taken over. And if you think you got it hard now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Keep living. That's there you stayed back at my mama used to say, but you ain't seen nothing yet. You keep living. She meant what she said. Mama don't play. She didn't play. To me, she was the greatest woman that ever lived. Why? Because she was my mother. You would say the same thing about your mother, too. So, love you guys. You're my family. You're my friends. You're my neighbors. You mean everything to me. I love everybody. Even crazy. I love him too. But if we don't cut this stupid mess out about racism and cut this crazy mess out about this one doing that, this, that, and the other, and all this violence, and learn to get along and love each other, we're going to annihilate our own self. And it would be our fault, because that's what we're allowing ourselves to do. Extinct ourselves. We're doing their job for them. So let's don't do that, okay? Let's be smart. Let's be prudent. Use some wisdom. Remember, somebody's child life may be on the line. Your child's life might be on the line. Your grandkid's life might be on the line. Your life very well might be on the line. And you sit back and don't say nothing, and you don't do nothing. Stop fighting all over social media about garbage. It don't make no sense. You don't like something, take it to the people that you need to take it to, and hold them responsible for it. Okay, the protest was time. Now this loud, crazy protest is over. It's time for you to take this business to where it belongs, and you stick it to them. Because you tell them you know more. You know exactly what they're doing. And you're not going to, no, we're pushing back on everything that you're trying to do. You either do your job, or we'll protest until you get fired. We're not going anywhere. And remember, guys, it's more of us than them. We make up the majority. So if everybody got together and fought for what is right, we can make a change in America. And run everybody else that's crazy out. Because a rule of thumb, I thought, love you, gotta go. Have a wonderful night. And I will see you tomorrow.